So, this is how I'm about to injure myself. Taking that off, got the water hose off the water pump, taking out all of the bolts, a pile of them, and it's just resting at the moment on that trolley jack on a lump of wood. Lump of wood because I think as I bring it over I need to get it off that trolley jack, so I'm guessing I'll just slide it down that piece of wood. This is going to go horribly wrong. So the only thing holding it in at the moment is this top bolt, which is pretty tight at the moment. This one bolt here, and I'm pretty certain I've got everything else out. So yeah, I'm just going to try tapping this bolt out and see what happens. Okay. Well, it's coming out. Let's use this screwdriver because at least I've got something else in it then. Well, that seems to want to come out. Right. Literally nothing holding it now. Let me just give it one last check. I can't see anything else holding it in. I'm not happy about this. Let's just go for it. Right. It just feels like the whole thing's just going to tip forward. Yeah, it's wedged in the top here. That's what's holding it. There's two that's holding the side of this bracket, and I'm guessing if I just crack one of them, this is going to fall out, and fall is what I don't want it to do. And that looks like all the weight weight's going to be here. I really don't like this idea at all. Really don't like this. I might need you. This could go all horribly wrong, so we might stop the video because I might be screaming at Keely just to come and hold the bike. Let me size are they? 12. Okay. I think as soon as I start undoing this, let's get rid of that extension. I think as soon as I start undoing this, it's going to fall. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold it. Yeah, here it goes. Yeah. Charlie Jack's actually got the weight of it at the moment. It doesn't look very stable. There's some weight on this. Get my feet out of the way. Move them to one side. Okay. It's kind of out. It just seems to be balancing itself at the moment. This is going to go really, really wrong. Okay. This is heavy. So I'm going to slide it down that bit of wood. Oh God, I'm slipping off deck. Done. Oh, that was horrible. Woohoo! Engine's out. That'll do. Oh my goodness, that was heavy. Heavy. Right, so all we've got left to do now is separate that neck, take the centre stand off, a couple of the little bits and bobs like I mentioned the other day need to come off this frame. The other frame's painted ready to go, so it's going to be a quick turnaround from seeing this completely dismantled. I'll do a little bit just when I've got that finally separated. But yeah, from a complete bike to next to nothing with that flipping heavy lump. That was ridiculously heavy. Gonna need a hand to put the other one back in the other frame, because yeah, well, if nothing else, I need help to lift it out of the shed and get it on top of the trolley jack. I might just lay the other engine on its side and lay the frame onto it, put the bolts in. At least if I can get the top bolt, maybe the bottom bolt at the back, and then I can just stand it up. But either way, I'm going to need a help. So, okay, I'm going to carry on for now. I'm not going to bother time lapsing taking that off because it's just a couple of nuts. It'd be boring. But yeah, almost there. So, top yoke is off, but it was a little bit more complicated than I'd hoped. When I was taking the engine out, which you saw me slipping around while I was trying to take the engine out, I ended up having to take the clutch slave cylinder off, and the only way I could do it was to undo the banjo bolt, which immediately leaked clutch fluid all over the deck, which is covered in water. So while I was taking the engine out, I was slipping away, and that is now mixed in with that water. So every time I walk on the wet part of this, I'm slipping and falling over. Yeah, had to pull the clocks off the top because I needed to get to the two screws that were attached to this air thing, and the only way I could do them was to take clocks off. So I've ended up having to dismantle most of this now, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm gaining here. And I'm starting to think now, even when I get all this off, even if I slide all that lot down, it's still going to be a pain in the butt. So you just pop these down, undo this. Ooh, that's nice. And I had to stuff, I've never come across this before, that's the cable there for that sensor for the indicator canceller. I had to just stuff it down inside there, otherwise you can't get a socket over the top of it. Yeah, trying to save a bit of time there, but I'm going to carry on, see if I can get the rest of it down now. I just want to get this, I can slide this neck out, pop that centre stand off there, then I'm going to be done. So let's crack on and do that. So yep, here we are, finished. Got that off. This was of limited value. I mean, to be honest, it became more of a hindrance while I was trying to get the neck out. And if you look at the amount I had to dismantle it, because of in order to get the top yoke off, I needed to undo an awful lot of other stuff that just ended up getting in the way. And to be perfectly frank, it wouldn't have taken me that much longer to take the wheel off, pull the forks out, and just deal with the lower triple tree. I think that would have probably been easier. I might even take it apart in order to put it back together again, but for now, if there's one thing, I can just pick that lot up and put it in the shed for now. But yeah, we've got everything off this frame, got the stand off. That took a bit of hammering and clouting. The other frame actually came with this in, and now I know why. It's a pig. They don't want to move. And that one's a lot rustier than the one that's in the new frame, so it can stay put. I'm not sure if I need to get things like this off or if they're on the new frame. I've taken the helmet block off, but I'm not going to throw this away just yet. There's a few bolts and nuts that I put back on it, but for now it can sit here and rot. There is one thing, bearing in mind that we patched this last year. This is since last year. This frame is, look, I can literally put my fingers through it. I can feel it. It's gone here and here completely. So this is, wow, yeah. This is why we're getting rid of this frame. This frame, because of this California nonsense that was put on it. This is a California spec bike, so it had that carbon canister, and the carbon canister was outputting into this frame section, and that's caused it to, yeah, it's gone. This frame is toast. So yeah, almost as bad as the swing arm we took off it. So that'll be the end of that. The next videos we'll get that lot put. I've got to get that bottom race off that neck. I've got a new set of bearings to go in there, so we'll get that done, drop in the new bearings, put it on the new frame, and then put the centre stand back on it, and then I'm going to drop it sideways, not onto that engine but onto the other engine. Yeah, I thought I'd left a few odds and sods in here, need to get them out. Yeah, so I'm going to drop the frame sideways onto the other engine, and then just get somebody to help me hoik it up onto its stand, and then we can put the rest of it back together. Yeah, I mean, total time taken, well, tonight was a couple of hours, so a couple of days to strip the whole thing down to get rid of that. So thanks for watching this piece, and I'll see you again when we start putting it back together.